lot of groups have been struggling here. The cloud-based enterprise software stocks have been holding up pretty darn well, at least until Red Hat tonight. It's getting shelled on some weaker guidance. But still, this is the hottest group in the market. And it's exactly the kind of industry that people like to swap into when they're worried about slowing global growth. But if these cloud stocks run too much, consider the case of Okta, a major player in the multi-factor identification space. In plain English, Okta's software helps protect networks from being infiltrated by imposters. They handle everything related to your login and verification credentials. And look, business is booming. When the company reported earlier this month, it delivered some very impressive numbers, including 57% revenue growth. Okta has a great story here, but it's also a very, 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 very hot stock, which is more than double year to date. At these levels, it's now selling for 16 times sales for its current fiscal year. That's incredibly expensive. So what do you do? I think it makes sense to get to know the company to see if its justification for valuation is there. So let's check in with Todd McKinnon. He's the co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Okta. Get a better sense of his business and why it's been so successful. Mr. McKinnon, welcome to Mad Money.
Thank you for having me, Jim. It's great to be here.
All right, so Todd, you work with more than 4,000 organizations, and you do some remarkable things, but I'm going to just pick a name because everybody knows it, and you tell us what you do for them. Everyone's kind of flown JetBlue. They like it. So what's Okta doing with JetBlue?
Never heard of them, actually. No, I'm just kidding. I heard of them. Yeah, it's great. You mentioned earlier in the intro, one of our products is multi-factor authentication. And it's an important aspect of what we do, but really what we do is we enable technology for these companies. So the JetBlue example is their business challenge is that they need to build a better website experience for their loyalty members. So if you fly JetBlue Airlines, you want to log into their TrueBlue loyalty program, you need to do that easily and securely. And we help them do that. We make the experience, a piece of that website be very easy to log into and very secure in the experience doing that.
At the same time, we do want privacy. We don't want to get anyone being us. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, I can't imagine some organization in the government that you want to have be more confidential data with. You've got that contract. So how does that work?
Yeah, same concept. It's not just the transportation industry like JetBlue. It's every industry wants to have a closer connection with their users, their customers, and do that online with mobile apps. And for Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, it's the same thing. It's security and login for their web properties.
Well, tell me, I mean, for instance, you have a partnership with VMware. We've liked VMware on the show. Obviously, they try to onboard people to the web, to the cloud. How do I know that you can't stop someone from being me and getting in and getting everything I have?
Yeah, well, the partnership with VMware is very important for a different part of our business, which is employee identity. So employees come to work, and usually it's from a company-owned machine, or maybe it's their own mobile phone, but they need to be accurately identified, and not only identified in easy-to-use manner, but they actually have to be connected to the right applications. And our partnership with VMware helps us really from the end device and the specifics of a certain phone or computer they're logging in from, all the way up to the cloud or any other application, make sure that experience is end-to-end and secure and complete.
Okay, now I know you've got some good customers, but most of them, I do believe, are not gigantic. You need more penetration. I was thinking the Fortune 500, but let me ask you something. What happens if Satya Nadella watches the show right now? He sees this guy, Todd McKinnon, he sees Okta, and he goes, you know what? I'm going to crush Okta. What can you do?
Well, I think the big advantage that our approach has against someone like Microsoft is that we don't have a horse in the race in terms of which applications or which operating systems or which type of computer our customers use. So we connect to everything. So Microsoft is going to be inherently biased toward the Microsoft stack, Azure in the server, on the cloud, Windows Server, Windows on the device, Office 365 in the app. And anytime you go out of that, the choice is limited. And we're all about choice and neutrality and letting customers choose the best technology for their company. And I think Microsoft has a little bit of a different bias.
Well, I know that similar situations, Palo Alto Networks, and they are a partner of yours. They've been friends of the show. Well, Mark McLaughlin, who's now retired. But do they install you, or do you use Palo Alto together with them? How does that partnership work?
Yeah, it's really important to us, actually. They're a leader in next-generation firewall and a security platform from the network-centric layer. where our we start with the identity. So the actual who the person is, regardless of whether they want to get to a network or an application or a device. So by combining these two together, you can get this complete end-to-end solution, which is everything from your firewall all the way down to your individual applications and beyond. You get that complete solution. So you see this play up in a lot of these partnerships we've talked about, which is we're about partnering with everyone from VMware to Palo Alto. We recently announced a partnership with Facebook. So we connect to everything in the customer's ecosystem and enabling that choice and enabling that flexibility to let them use all of that technology that we connect to achieve the right business objectives for them.
Well, it sounds like you got a great business model. Obviously, the stock has been red hot. I want to thank you, Todd McKinnon. Todd is the co-founder and chairman and CEO of Okta, a red hot stock. I need you to get comfortable with it before you induce some buying. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.